Following the gift to be simple, there was a speech thanking Kathy Zielinski for a generous donation, and the choir sang the song Blessing for her. The last song was Elijah Rock. Max says, my favorite song was Elijah Rock because the bassist had a big part in it.
The MCA, Minnesota Comprehensive Assessment, testing is coming up. For 10th graders, your MCA reading is on April 14th through the 16th, and for biology, your MCAs are May 5th through the 7th. And 11th grade, your MCAs are from the 28th of April to the 30th. Just a reminder, students who are part-time PSEO still have to take these ACTs. Full-time online students and full-time PSEO students do not need to take them. Students, it's important for you to try your best on these tests. It doesn't just show how well you're doing in school, but also how well the school is teaching us. We talked with Mr. Berry about the MCAs, and he believes the MCAs are a great way to practice for large tests such as the ACTs and SATs. Just a reminder to get good sleep before your test and try to come and eat a good breakfast. Be prepared to do your very best on the tests. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email marsdoc@rrps.org.
Stop by the library through the month of March for Book March Madness. Book March Madness is an event similar to the NCAA boys and girls basketball tournaments. QR codes are available in the library to scan with iPads or phones to vote for what book you want to advance in the tournament. Stop by and participate in this awesome event.
Is probably not in the running anymore. I would say was probably Louder Than Hunger, although I am currently reading this Accountable one that's actually a nonfiction book. That one's pretty good too. Yeah, which one do I think is going to win? Out of the four that are left, I'll go with The Fort. I don't know.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
On Wednesday, April 29th, there will be a field trip with all Rockridge juniors and seniors. For this field trip will be a Twins College Prep Day. A college fair featuring 40 to 50 colleges will take place at Target Field Station in Minneapolis from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Along with the field trip, there will also be a Minnesota Twins game to go on top of it, tickets going for $8 a piece, as well as the Minnesota Twins playing at home against the Seattle Mariners at 12:40. Students will need to bring money to pay for food during the game and dinner on the way home. Credit cards are only accepted at Target Field. For more information on the field trip, the bus will be leaving at 8 a.m. and if you have any more questions, please contact Mrs. Rantala or Emma Peterson to sign up. We talked with Corbett Haney, a student at Rockridge High School who is going on the field trip, and he said he's excited because this will be his first time going to an MLB game. He says the Twins College field trip will be interesting.
This week in Foods and Nutrition, Miss Andrews' class is making pretzels. This class is an elective that requires taking culinary arts 1 and 2. The class is structured to try and cook as often as possible while still going over assignments and teaching topics like calorie calculating. The types of pretzels the class is making are cinnamon, sugar, and typical salt. The Foods and Nutrition class typically cooks 1 or 2 times a week. Here are a couple words from Miss Andrews.
What is your favorite food items make in this class?
I think it's most fun when the kids get to pick, and so the first part of the semester, usually I kind of pick some recipes so that we get a nice overview of different things, and then towards the end they start picking their own recipes, and it's fun to see what everybody picks.
What is the worst disaster you've had in this class?
We had a little bit of a fire, but that was out quickly, so.
This Thursday, much of the orchestra and choir departed for their big Chicago trip. Students had to get up bright and early to take a coach bus for about a 12-hour drive down. Thursday was definitely a long day for them. People brought things like blankets and pillows to sleep, laptops and Nintendo Switches, and more to keep them occupied during the drive. During this trip, they will be going to places like Medieval Times, Shed Aquarium, and more. Junior orchestra student Jack Kenyon states, "I'm mostly excited to see Hamilton musical because I've never seen it before." On Sunday, the orchestra and choir will be performing their pieces at the Field Museum of Chicago for everyone to hear. They'll be returning late Monday night from another long drive. This will surely be a weekend to remember for these students. We wish them safe travels and hope their performances go well. After this short break, we will be back right with your weekend forecast.
Today is cloudy with a high of 26 and a low of 18. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy with a high of 40 and a low of 16. Sunday is going to warm up a bit with a high of 50 and a low of 16. And the sun will begin to show itself being partially cloudy. On Monday, it will be cloudy again with a high of 44 and a low of 26. On Tuesday, we have a 45% chance of rain with a high of 45 and a low of 30. On Wednesday, there is going to be a massive snowstorm with up to 10 inches. Just kidding, April Fools. The real weather is cloudy with a high of 45 and a low of 29. Thursday will be cloudy with a high of 33 and a low of 23. At the end of the week on Friday, it will be cloudy with a high of 38 and a low of 27. That's all I have for you this week. After this short break, we'll be back with Coach's Corner.
And now for
Sports with
Tom.
What's up, everyone? It's Big Mac Attack back with another awesome weekend in Rockridge Sports. During this past week, the boys' tennis team has been preparing for the first meet of the season on Saturday. On Saturday, they will take on Chisago Lakes at 8 a.m., then Duluth East later in the afternoon. While preparing for the meets on Saturday at the Virginia tennis courts, the Wolverines have been doing a lot of different things to prepare for this intense home opener. According to junior singles player Gage Benz, the team has been drilling and conditioning hard all week. Gage Benz also included that he hopes to make it personally to the state tournament as well as the entire rest of the team. Gage says he's also excited to see how some of our guys step up from last year, considering we lost 6 key seniors that played an important role on our team last season. Last Saturday at the track meet, the track team... Alright, who am I here with today?
Gage Benz.
Gage, what would you say your tennis team has been doing to prepare for the first oncoming match Saturday?
So we play Duluth East and Chisago Lakes, and we've been preparing by doing some great drills at practice, and I think everyone's getting ready, and it should be good.
What is one personal goal you have for this tennis season?
One personal goal I have is to make it obviously as a team, and then individually I'd like to make it to state, and hopefully place.
All right, Gage, what are you most excited about going into Saturday's matches?
I'm most excited about to see how everyone does that is stepping up from last year, because we lost 7 seniors, so we're excited to see some people that have never really played varsity before play and see how they do. So,
okay, thank you, Gage. Last Saturday, the track team had the GNK Titan Indoor Invite. It was the Rockridge High School team's track first meet. The meet took place at the University of Wisconsin Superior. The events hosted were a 60-meter, 200-meter, 400-meter, 800-meter, 1,600-meter, and 3,200-meter. In this events, Nolan Cope Robinson, Beckett Engel, Ashton Novak, Adrian Roush, and Bryce Crowdow all got on the podium for the men's. For the women's, Marley Kiovola, Zoe Thien, Nora Stark, and Mila Murfin on the podium. congratulations to our track team. Other events included hurdles, 3 different relay events, shot put, high jump, pole vault, long jump, and triple jump. Adrian Roush said that most of my goals are to stay consistent with training, but I do hope to return to state this year in the mile and hopefully a medal. Good luck to all of our track and field athletes this upcoming season. This Wednesday, our varsity and JV faced off against Cloquet in the scrimmage. Both of our baseball teams, along with the varsity game ending in 10-4. Here's what they had to say before the game.
Welcome to the Rockridge broadcast. I'm here with Jacob Coombe and Mullen Helene. Are you prioritizing anything on the field? Defense, offense?
We're just prioritizing having fun, and because it's first scrimmage, you know.
Yeah.
First time doing all this stuff against live at bats, and we're just trying to get ready for the season. So.
Oh yeah. And how do you think the team's looking going into the scrimmage?
We're looking pretty good. I like what I've seen at practices. I think everybody on the team agrees with me on that. We've been efficient, effective. I feel like we're doing stuff the right way this year, and I'm pretty excited for the season. So,
thank you, boys. And that was it for each of you. Thank you for watching the Rockridge broadcast.
The JV team also won their game, giving the teams high hopes for the future season. We wish them good luck for the rest of the season from the broadcast team. On Friday, March 20th, boys and girls varsity track had their first meet at University of Wisconsin Superior. Both girls and boys placed second. Then on March 25th, the boys baseball team had their first scrimmage against Cloquet at 3:30 p.m. They won 10-4. On Saturday, boys tennis had their first meet at Virginia starting at 8 a.m. Then our boys tennis had another meet on April 1st at Cloquet at 4 p.m. On March 30th, the boys baseball team plays at home against Denfeld at 4:30 p.m. Then boys baseball plays again on Thursday, April 2nd against Moose Lake at home at 4:30 p.m. Boys and girls track has a meet at Bemidji on Tuesday, March 31st, starting roughly around noon. That's all we have for your Rockridge sports this week. I'm Big Mac Attack signing out.
And now you're watching Worldwide Wolverines with Let's Go, and also her class.
This looks really good.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, but there's always something missing in my Alfredo, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me
Alright,
too,
see,
bro.
Wait a minute. There's these 2 notes right here. To the perfect Alfredo seekers, I am Alfredo de Levio, and I made Alfredo. I heard you wanted to learn how to make the perfect Alfredo, but first, here's my story. In 1914, I opened my own restaurant in Rome. It ran until 1943 and got sold. In 1948, I opened a new restaurant with my son Armando, and that's where my dish became famous.
You may be thinking, how did this note end up with you? Let's just say when you make a dish this great, some lucky people get to know my secret ingredient, which is pickle juice. Sincerely, Alfredo de
Once the Alfredo dish became really famous, people started experimenting with other ingredients, and they put chicken on it, and the dish became even more famous. Now that we know that the secret ingredient is pickle juice, should we go make it?
Alright, let's go.
Ismos Reach Club put on a big country western themed festival. The whole school was used for the festival, and they had many fun rules and activities that people could interact with. This festival was a big success for the Reach Club because everyone who came to the festival had a great time and raised a lot of money for the next fundraiser. This was the Reach Club's second annual The date for next year's Reach Club fundraiser is March 27th, and the theme is going to be 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
This week's Wolverine of the Week is freshman Sayla Bukema. Sayla is involved in activities like competitive dancing and mountain biking. Some of her hobbies include reading, writing, and foosball. Finishing off, her favorite class is math, specifically geometry. If you see Sayla this week, make sure to congratulate her on being this week's Wolverine of the Week. That's all we have time for today. Remember to catch your Rock Ridge Rundown every Friday at 1:55 p.m. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.